Another major story we're following this morning, a new push to end the war in Ukraine. President Trump now eyeing his own face-to-face meeting with Vladimir Putin after his top envoy sat down with the Russian president in Moscow yesterday. NBC's chief international correspondent Keir Simmons joins us. Keir, good morning. What more do we know about this potential meeting?
Well, Willie, a top Kremlin aide this morning is saying Presidents Trump and Putin may meet in the coming days with the location agreed in principle. He said the Russian government is, quote, quite positive about the option of holding the meeting as soon as next week. But crucially, he appeared dismissive of a U.S. suggestion of a trilateral meeting between Presidents Trump, Putin and Zelensky. A White House official had told NBC News President Trump would want a meeting between Putin and Ukraine's leader to discuss a ceasefire. Now, the idea emerged after Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, met with Putin in Moscow yesterday, days before President Trump's deadline for a ceasefire. Trump, for his part, said yesterday that there is a very good prospect of a summit with Putin and Zelensky, adding his envoy had very good talks with Putin, but he said he would not call it a breakthrough. The proposal caught European leaders, Willie, and some White House officials by surprise. And a meeting with President Trump would be a win for President Putin, who has not met with the U.S. leader since he invaded Ukraine in early 2022. Still, President Zelensky saying overnight the pressure on Russia is working. And, Willie, we've just heard more from President Zelensky saying Ukraine is not afraid of meetings and expects the same brave approach from the Russian side. Willie?
Would be a major step to meet with the American president. Keir Simmons this morning. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.